Maria and Tom didn't get married. That's not a surprise. Tom being the one to say no also is not a surprise. I think ultimately it was never going to work with them having completely opposite core values. And I think Tom was right on his assessment of that. I think Maria wanted to make it work. I think she was kind of low-key, high-key desperate to get married, that she was willing to kind of negotiate on things, be flexible on things. But ultimately, Tom is just too stuck in his ways to even try and compromise with Maria. Quite frankly, I think Tom is a big fat hypocrite, like a lot of these 50-50 feminist Englishmen are. Like, he was basically saying he feels uncomfortable if him and Maria were to have children and she's teaching their lads that men should pay for everything when they're dating women, and basically how he wants to raise his lads to be stingy and unromantic and basically set them up for failure in the dating world. Like, the girlies are in their romance bag. The girlies are watching Bridgerton. The girlies want to be romance. Like, Tom is setting up his lads to be blocked after the first date if they're trying to pull splitting the bill. Like, honestly, like, what happened to treating people that you care about? What happened to the romance? Like, where is the romance gone? Like, because of equality, we now can't be giving people a nice treat. And then he goes on to talk about how he wants his future daughters to be strong and independent. Meanwhile, he was trying to exploit Maria, trying to get her to contribute to his mortgage and not give her any equity, hoping that she was a dumb bitch. You know, I guess at the end of the day, Tom is entitled to want what he wants in a woman, but he also needs to get real. This whole 50-50 warrior might work if he was 25, but he's literally 38. His age mates ain't going for that no more. Women his age have already realised that the 50-50 life is a scam. And that's why he's out here struggling to find a wife. Now, my girl Maria, she really should not have got engaged to him in the first place because he was giving stubborn from the very beginning. I feel like she thought that Tom had a good job and she could marry him and slowly convince him into giving her the soft life. I was thinking maybe she might strike after she has children, because when she has children, it would make sense for her to be the stay-at-home mum financial wise. Like, I feel like if Tom was to be presented with the childcare bill, he'd be like, okay, maybe I can make a concession, like you can be a stay-at-home wife for a bit because it's cheaper for me because he's stingy. And then I think that's when Maria would have been cheeky when it's, you know, time for the kids to go to school, and she's like, well, you know, I've been a stay-at-home mum for this long and I want to stay this way. I feel like that was her plan with Tom. But Tom already clocked her, so that's why he cut it off before that could happen. Honestly, Maria, I'm struggling to feel bad for her because I feel like she really did set herself up. I don't know what she was doing with Tom in the first place. She kept talking about how she really wants to be married, and I'm just thinking, but with Tom, surely not. Surely not. I'm sure Maria can find her provider out there. Maybe not in London, I get it. The London dating scene is atrocious. But maybe it's time to, you know, if you're really that desperate for a husband, you know, go traveling and find your husband elsewhere, darling. Like, if you're really that desperate for a husband, you might as well put some money into actually traveling. At least you can have a holiday and find a man. So yeah, overall conclusion, it was a blessing in disguise. But do let me know your thoughts. Were you surprised that Maria and Tom didn't get married? Were you surprised that it came from Tom? What are your thoughts on the reasons that Tom gave? Let me know. Let me hear your thoughts.